Okay, so my opponents are saying that we don't have a plan of action, but our plan of action is to get rid of the test. By getting rid of the test, it's just simply getting rid of the test, and for admissions to focus not only on this one test, that's for 4 hours, but to focus on what they've done for the last 4 years. So that's what our plan of action would be. And they've also stated that of how they also stated how the test isn't targeted towards a certain culture or group, but in a study that was conducted in 2005, out of 153,132 African Americans took the SAT. This made up 10% of all SAT test takers, but only 1,132 African Americans that were the college-bound students scored 700 or above on the math part of the SAT, and only 1,200 out of those 153,000 scored at least 700. So if it's only 1,200 out of 153,000, that seems pretty targeted to me. And they've also, my opponents have also stated that again, of how it's not targeted towards any, the test isn't biased towards a specific culture, but in an article that I read, which is called the SAT, A Failing Test, which is an article that I got from The Nation, this article stated that being white, on average, just adds 200 points. So just like, it doesn't really matter what school you went to, but just because you're white, you'll get like 200 points more because you understand the test better, like you understand it more than other people do. And another thing I wanted to bring up was that if that they said that they mentioned earlier that everyone gets the same kind of education. But that's not true because it honestly depends where you go to school at, and at some schools, certain classes aren't offered, so that gives the students less of an advantage to get familiar with the subjects. And for example, in 2005, according to widening racial scoring gap on the SAT, the college admissions test, 25% of white test takers had coursework in calculus in comparison to 14% of black test takers. So that just shows you that they're not familiar with the whole subject, so therefore not everyone has the same education. And another statistic that another point that I wanted to bring up was that if they did get rid of this test, that many admissions off, if they got rid of this test, then the students, like the applicants, would be able to, since they know that it's not just their admission isn't just based on this one test, they would focus more on their grades and joining more activities and getting more involved with school because they know that the admissions would look at that and not just this one test.